Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Window Chats with Robyn, the podcast where I sit by my window and chat with very interesting people. Today's guest is Elisa McRae, and coming from Vancouver, having this chat. That's exciting. Did I say Vancouver very Canadian? Like Vancouver. Oh, wait, that would be more Canadian. Okay.
I don't think you did. I just think you said it with enthusiasm.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then I never know, should I actually correct people and tell them that I'm in Mission, which is like a little city outside of Vancouver?
You should correct me. Yes, where is this? Let's learn about your hometown or where you're living.
Okay, so think of, coast,
Okay.
Vancouver,
Yes.
and then like other cities, and then Mission. So it's like
So it's literally like we're on a mission, that kind of mission?
I think so. We have like a famous monastery here. They actually have like monks training. It's near my house, so if the bells go off in about 15 minutes, you might hear them.
That it will be a Window Chats first. That's exciting. Oh my gosh. That's one for the books. Cool.
It's pretty nice.
Wait, were you born and raised in this area?
Yeah, so I'm from here, grew up thinking that I'm like the center of the universe because it's a small, 25,000 people town. And then I went to the U of A in Edmonton.
Okay.
And then I moved back home. I don't really know why. Like I wasn't finding work anywhere. So I just thought, I'll go move back with my family. And now I'm just kind of stuck here. But it's nice. So.
Got some monks. It's cool. It's a cool scene.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've never actually seen the monks. But I took kids, I taught a photography class once. And I took the kids up to the monastery to take pictures. And there were all these like young guys there that were training to be priests. And I was like, is this weird that my like 17-year-old girls in photo class are like walking around taking pictures? Like, what's happening? I don't know. It was weird.
That is probably not the weirdest thing people have seen on Instagram, but it's still different.
Yeah.
Different enough that I would pause a bit and go, what? What is this picture?
Yeah. I was like, it's just nice to live in a world where those kind of weird mashups can happen.
I know. You never know what you're going to get in Mission.
Yeah. That's right.
There you go. That's the slogan, right?
Yeah, I don't want to like hate my hometown, but like we have more vape stores and pawn shops than bakeries. That's the kind of town it is.
I don't think it's hate. I think it's just learning about different locations, and I'm fascinated. I know someone was a guest, and they're from, I want to say Lund. And that's, I think, also a small part around Vancouver. Am I mistaken? I will message her after this and say I might have butchered your hometown. Apologies. That's very likely. Geography is confusing to me. So I'm like, I don't know. There's a map that we had to learn in grade 9 at one point, and I took what I needed from that. I know where Toronto is. We're cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's all you need.
But isn't that such a selfish thing to think? Like we're... Like your hometown, what you were saying, right? Your hometown is the center of the universe. Everywhere else, it exists, but I don't need to know it.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I don't like, I know people sometimes think, people in Toronto think that Toronto's the center of the universe. But I'm like, everywhere you are is the center of your own universe. So why you got to be mad at people for thinking their hometown is that too? Mm.
True. This is why you're a teacher, because you put things into perspective. There you go.
And I say it as if I have complete authority and you just can't question me.
I totally bought it though. There's a confidence in your voice when you said it that I go, yeah, she's right.
Good.
I see it.
Good. We were actually talking about authority in my class the other day and how the only real authority I have is because the kids give it to me. And they were like, oh, so we could take it away. And I'm like, you could, but I don't think you want to. They were like, okay.
Remind me, what's the age group again? Is it high school?
Yeah. So that's my grade 11 class. And we're talking about Macbeth. So we got to talk about authority and those kind of things. And of course, all I want to do is talk about it as an actor and like a director and be like, okay, kids, get up and like, let me direct you. And this is how we would do this. But no, I have to tone it down.
Why? I would love to... like here's future generation of actors right there. Let's go. Let's put something on. But it's not drama class, I guess. So
no, there are a few kids and they do love being the witches. Like everybody wants to be a witch. But then you have like hockey kids and kids who didn't really want to be in a creative writing class, and they just want to observe. And so you have to try to not force people. Like, I don't want to make them hate something more than they already are disposed to dislike it.
That's fair. That's a good way to teach. No, it's actually really, because, you know, I remember teachers that kind of jam things down your throat and you feel like you're it is hard being a teacher. It's because there's so many different ways that kids learn. Mm-hmm. And to kind of have all these different approaches, because how many people are in your class? How many students?
It's like most of them between 20 and 28.
Okay. I mean, like 28, there's no way that everyone learns the same way, and then you're trying to make it work and figure it out, and the, you know, teenagers, other stuff's going on. I'm exhausted even saying this. I go, oh God. Whew.
Yeah, it's fun though. And like lately they just finished this unit on playwriting, and same thing. I'm just like, okay, so you guys, why don't we have a night where we just get people to read your plays? And I always want to take it to the performative level. The kids are like, maybe.
Okay. I'm like writing a screenplay in my head where there's a teacher that steals their kid's screenplay.
I'm not going to do that.
No, I don't. You seem really nice. No, I don't think you should do that. But there's an idea there. Okay.
There is definitely an idea there, because, you know, there's also a lot of contests, and we have this provincial youth playwriting contest. And I did have the thought today, strangely, I was like, what if I wrote something and pretended it was one of the kids and then it lost? I'm like, that would be so shameful.
Yeah, but there's all the different age categories. So if you lost, it'd be like, oh, it's a high school student that lost, not someone that's older than high school. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't even tell people. I wouldn't even let anyone know. But if I won, I'd be like, that was me. Just pretending.
Guys, I won a high school competition. Yeah. Whatever. Okay.
Exactly. And I'm sure it would only win because it wasn't about a new kid coming to a new school and trying to make friends and being lonely. I'm like, do you all feel like that? This is like 80% of the content.
You know what? At one point, I was just about to lead into a joke, and then I just thought, okay, to be serious though, I feel like it is so isolating being a kid sometimes. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't really know how to express yourself fully yet. You feel like no one else is going through the same stuff. It's embarrassing. There's so many new things. That being said, I feel like you can look up so much online now to get clarity. You know, back in the day of I go, oh God, am I dying? What's happening to my? Oh no, okay, I learned this. It's confusing, and you don't want to ask your parents because you go, it's uncomfortable. So you try and and then your friends don't have good advice at all, and it's easy to feel alone.
I think so. I think too, not to again be like I'm such an authority on things, but because. You know, everybody worries about being different and blah, 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 and not fitting in. And because, like, one of my main differences is just unhideable. It's just out there. I think kids feel okay to talk about that kind of stuff with me, if that makes sense. And also, like, and we can be sincere and serious about it, but also we can kind of be jokey about it, because I'm like, oh yeah, I really don't know what that's like when people look at you like you're different. Like, you're right. That's really hard for you with your haircut.
And see, I was complaining about my bangs before. Well, that's.
Well, I put you in your place.
You did. Thank you for that. I really haven't been put in my place enough as a white female. So thank you for that.
I'm always like, I always feel like a bit of a jerk because I'm like, anytime we have an experience, it should try and make us more empathetic, and we should be kinder to other people. But really, in some ways, this just made me more like, suck it up. Like, just deal with it. It's not that hard, So I blame my parents for that, which we can blame our parents for everything, right? So
it's fun. I think so. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's why I tell them not to watch my chats. It's all blaming my parents.
My dad and my mom, so they came to a play that I wrote that was in the Vancouver Fringe Festival a few years ago.
Right.
And for me, I usually like to write on the lighter side of things and, you know, comedy and stuff like that. But this was a pretty serious, heavy drama. And my brother told me that after the play, he asked my dad if he enjoyed it. And my dad went, "It was intense. I don't know if you can enjoy something that intense." And that was the only feedback he had for the whole thing. And I'm like, thanks, Dad.
That's
appreciate it.
Honestly not the worst feedback I've heard.
From your parents?
From my parents, it's usually like, I don't get it, which is fair. Because I do weird comedy. I've been told recently with things I'm doing, it's like, I don't get it. And I go, that's cool. I don't either. But I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just see what people laugh at. But it must be so interesting watching things that your kids do. I wonder if your biggest fear as a parent is, oh my God, it's going to be a one-woman show of how I messed them up. You know, there's something funny to that. Well, I would almost like be tempted to call my Fringe show that. It wouldn't be about that at all. It would just be like trauma from my parents. That's the show.
And all the kids walk in like, oh, I'm ready to just like connect with this. It's gonna be my story. And then instead you're just telling weird jokes, and they're like, what?
Or just honestly shaming the audience. How dare you have trauma from your parents? They raised you. I'll do like a really, how dare you, like a really weird old woman voice come in with a walker.
Little glasses that you're looking over. That would be good.
I say there. Okay. I don't know. I'm doing way too many voices for this weird character. I like it though. Good.
My dad actually really wants to be in everything that I write.
I love that.
He wants to be a character. And in this one project that I was working on, that who knows if it's going to go anywhere, but there is a character kind of based off of him. But I don't think he realized that it's based off of all the things we think are a little bit ridiculous.
Amazing.
Like he honestly tried to convince me and my sister that he cured his diabetes by eating almonds.
Okay, but if he replaced the almonds...
No, chocolate almonds.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, yeah, that's funny.
He's like, I checked my blood sugar. It's all good. It's just you gotta eat the nuts. And we're like, okay. So that's going in the script. You know?
What if he was drinking a bunch of Coke and then replaced it with chocolate almonds? Because then I could see there's at least a little bit of the almond fat protein border. Okay, yeah, I'm reaching. I hear it. Yeah. No. Okay.
But it's just that kind of funny thing, you know, and
that's funny.
The way, I don't know if you grew up in Toronto. We don't have a baseball team out here, so Toronto is our baseball team. And I've just grown up with my dad yelling at the Blue Jays constantly, and so that's another character trait that I'm like, if I'm ever writing you in a project, it's someone who yells at every sports game ever and thinks they know how to coach the Blue Jays.
Okay, what's really funny is I don't know like what auditions you tend to get, but I get sports fan a lot.
Oh,
like,
really?
For some reason, this face screams sports fan. I don't understand sports. I've gotten into Formula One. I support basketball because my husband likes it, but sports confuse me. So I've learned to yell at the television to make it believable. So I appreciate that that's like a go-to because I can yell. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like I just pretend I'm yelling and caring. And that to me says sports fan.
Yeah. So number one, be angry with refs and umpires at all times.
Yes.
Number two, you need to know like some player who's probably benched who hasn't been played, and you need to be like their supporter. Be like, if they just put this person in, like, they get an easy 4 points. Like you just need good knowledge about one random person.
Oh my God.
And then if you're in Toronto, I'm sorry, Toronto, but I follow Raptors Twitter. You have to be like, turn on your guy as soon as somebody does something, has a bad game.
I don't even get that. Turn on your guy?
Yeah, like everybody like loves Fred VanVleet until he has a bad game.
And like turn on them. Got it. Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah. You're dead to me. Yeah, true.
Exactly.
That's so funny.
We need to trade.
Well, because I learned there's all these fantasy leagues. I didn't understand it. But there's a lot riding on these fantasy leagues. It's very serious. Take it seriously.
Yeah, I actually had a kid for his like final creative writing project created a fantasy league and wrote it up, and I was like, okay, if that's what floats your boat, I guess so. And
Creative.
then I like had to go through and criticize his lineup. Like, why do you have this guy? Like, he's not good on defense. Like, I don't know.
Maybe
So
did he know that you knew so much about sports?
I think so, because when I think this is true about everything, but especially with students, you like, if they're not keen, you want to find something that you can connect with them on. And so there was a whole period when I taught, like, we call it Communications 12, which is like remedial English. Okay. So for 2 years, I had to be into hockey just so that I had something to talk to the boys about. I'm not a big hockey person. I didn't grow up being a hockey fan.
Are we allowed to say that as Canadians? I'm genuinely, that's the only cancelable thing I'm scared of saying.
No, you're okay. And okay. You know what? I have a nephew who's hardcore into it, and he's really good. And I love him. And someday I hope that he, you know, gets his dream and I can be there and be like, Auntie's so proud of you. But I will not enjoy the game because I'll be cold.
I know, it's
too cold.
And if you have a kid in it, oh my God, it's so early to wake up. You have to think about these things, people. Okay.
And so much driving.
Yeah. If they drive themselves, sure, just zoom me into a show, or it's not a show, it's a game.
But you know what? He also
the intermission. Okay.
Robyn, you can give me your opinion on this because you're into comedy. I was gonna write a bunch of a little web series or something where it's the kids pretending to be the parents watching the games.
Oh my God.
And acting the way that the parents who watch the games act.
That's so funny.
Just screaming and all this.
Oh my gosh. It's just to see the kids do that too. What's the age group you're thinking?
I was thinking like 6 to 9.
Yes, that's great.
Yeah, I was like, I think I've got to do it.
Okay, but can you add the component of the parents playing the games? Because I think that's hilarious.
That, you know what, that would be great. You know, the parent kid skating to the box being like, I know, coach, I hear my dad too.
I would totally watch that. That's so funny.
It would be good, right? And even like gymnastics. My niece does it, and you just sit listening to everyone being so worried and like, it's just constantly if somebody misses something. And basketball, everyone yells at the refs the whole time.
Expanding on that idea, and having kids judge their parents while they're like grocery shopping or doing basic adult things like accounting or something. And oh my God, there's something so funny with the role reversal there. Oh my God, that's great. I want to watch that. What would you call it?
I don't know. The first that popped in my head was so stupid. I don't even want to say it out loud. Okay. But the only way you get to the good idea is by naming the stupid ideas. So how about Just Like Us?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I like that. Just Like Us. I was thinking of a role reversal, Just Like Us. Oh, there's something really funny there. Kids are just like us. Okay.
I'm really bad at titles. Titles is the hardest thing.
I love titles, but for some reason I'm not creatively feeling one right now. I'll think of it by the end of the chat.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Is it committed? Is hockey? Or no, you said gymnastics as well.
I think it should just be identify every abhorrent parent behavior in every sport. But, and it would be, I mean, I don't know where to find all these kids.
It's like child parent or something, but I don't know what it, that's a tough one.
I don't know.
I'll think of it. I said I'd end of the chat. It'll probably be a while. I can't think of it right now.
You'll text me at like.
Titles are hard. You're right.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just come to you and I go, yeah, that's the title. There we go. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Or you think you have a good title and then other people are like, you should change that. And you're like, no, it's the only time I liked the title.
Okay, so here's a question for a title then. So you have the show Hooray for Hazel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are we cheering for Hazel? Is that the whole point of the Hooray?
Okay, so how in-depth and nerdy do you want me to get?
I love nerdy. This is the show. Let's do it.
Okay, so Hooray for Hazel is like little web episodes of a larger sitcom that I wrote. So I wrote a 10-episode sitcom called Hooray for Hazel. Part of it was like, I like old school sitcoms, you know, like from the 90s. So like Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh,
you know?
Classic. Oh my
God.
That
kind of like, you know, the person's name and like, you know, this is the person everybody loves or that kind of thing. And then the other thing is, so Hazel was my grandma's name. So I named the character after my grandma because my grandma was the first kind of like sassy person I can remember knowing in my life. And then the third, I'm really good at counting. That's why I teach English.
I actually didn't know we were off with the numbers. I was invested. I was picturing a Hazel character. Okay.
Yeah. And then the other thing is there's a song from the 60s called Hooray for Hazel. And if you listen to it, I don't know if I should sing. But anyway, it's like... I
was going to try and find the music.
Being like, oh, Hazel is in love with like, and a lot of guys love her and blah, blah, blah. And it sounds like, okay, this is a song about this girl that everybody loves. And then the chorus is like, hooray for Hazel. She's done it again. That kind of thing. And then the next verse is actually about like shame on her for her bad behavior. And then the last verse is like, hooray for Hazel. There's tears in her eyes. They're making her cry. And so it's kind of like she got her comeuppance. So I like the idea that it's like, hooray, let's celebrate this person, but also like we're making fun of them at the same time.
Oh, there's so much. You
thought.
said you were bad at names, and that's just a whole journey of naming. Ugh.
I know. Okay,
I love it.
I overthink it. That's the big thing.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think it works. But at the same time, I was like, oh, this was a terrible name for a series on YouTube, because if somebody searches Hooray for Hazel, like they get the song.
Oh, interesting.
So you have to also add sitcom or comedy or episode, something like that. Really good thinking on my part.
No, I've done that before, and then I've learned to try and search on every platform I'm planning on sharing it.
Yeah.
Because I fall into the trap of, I want to do all these things with Robyn, and then I go, oh, nope. Will not be using that with Robyn. That is not me. No, thank you. So gotta watch out for that.
I feel a little like possibly scandalized, and so
I feel dirty. Oh God, maybe I'll spell my name with an I going forward. I don't know. I can't unsee things. But
oh gosh.
Oh no, I was making a joke and it got weird. Classic Robyn.
It's all right.
No, I was curious. I was so curious. I love the naming. And I was talking to you about this too. It was so funny. So, because I was on Adriana's profile and then I saw your thing, and then I get sucked into things as I do, and I go, what is happening? What is this amazing set? Who is this person that is making comedy that is like, I don't want to use the word cynical, but it's like a darkish comedy, and I go, yes. My heart loves a good dark comedy. Feeling it.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm so thank you so much. And I'm so glad it as a creator, as someone who writes, as someone who acts, anytime somebody who's like not genetically related to you likes something, it feels like legitimate.
You get like the family, the cousins, whatever. Thank you. I always appreciate it. Helps the algorithm, all that jazz. But oh my God, other people watching stuff? Oh, okay. Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi.
And I don't know, because Hazel, the character, is a bit like me, but also a bit not like me. And so when my friends are like, oh, I loved it, I'm like, okay, is it just because it's me though? Or are you actually enjoing
I think you're way nicer than the Hazel character. We're having this chat and you seem super nice and I'm confused. I always say genuine niceness is confusing and scary to me, but it's do you find this is the trap that I've fallen into lately, is because I do this weird thing now. It's called Let's Get Fingered, whatever. I don't even, the title, we have to change it because it's questionable, but it got views, whatever. But I found that the character that I was playing, people assume it's me, and it's gotten it goes down a whole, ooh, she's a terrible person, which again gets views and I don't need more friends. But is it troubling to you if people think you're the actual Hazel character?
I don't think so, because let me think. So I think her sense of humor is the same as mine.
Okay, cool.
So that doesn't really bother me. And I also think she is short-tempered and stressed out. And I think in certain circumstances, I am that kind of snippy thing. But I also just really I don't want to sound corny, but I want to be a person who is kind in real life. So
That's not
if
corny.
someone thinks I'm like her, I'll be like, well, that's on my bad day. So fine. That's cool. Whatever. And inevitably, like, that character has similar experiences to me. But the fun thing is I can write about her reacting to things in a way that maybe I don't feel free to say in real life, or isn't 100% how I feel, but it's like, I have that like little voice that could be that way.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I feel that. That's what resonated with me when I go, because I have thoughts, and then in comedy, because it's, you make big deal out of little things, I just let those thoughts explode to a whole place of, wow, that's a journey, and that's an over exaggeration of feelings. But it's kind of cathartic in a way, I find.
Totally. I don't know. Did you watch the Halloween episode?
Yeah. We talked about with the costume that I go, what is this costume? Yeah. Hilarious.
Which those girls made for us, and it was so good. But like, I actually don't hate Halloween. Halloween's just a bit of a minefield sometimes, but it's more like, I don't know. If I'm just with people I know, I love Halloween. And nobody says anything dumb. But the minute, like, I get in an Uber on Halloween, or I see someone I don't know, there's comments, like, oh, I love your makeup. I love your costume. I'm like, I'm not dressed up. What do you think this is a costume of? Like, that kind of thing. And
what would people think it was a costume of?
I don't know. Like, fire victim. I don't know. So but people will literally say, oh, and how did you get your lip like that? And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like,
okay, but here's what you have to do, Elisa. You literally have to start selling a lip balm and be like, this is how I did it. Just kind of take it, and next thing you know, you're making thousands of dollars. Do you guys want plump lips?
And what I could do is be like, I use it on the bottom, but not the top, just to show you the difference.
Yeah, just to show you.
If it works. I haven't tried it up here.
You would make so much money. There is this the dumbest lip thing I've seen. It was I like to try out products because makeup confuses me, and it's supposed to plump your lip and explode it, whatever. And it was burning my lip, and it was so wet and sticky, and I go, I don't know. And I was reading the ingredients. I go, I don't know half of these ingredients in here, but this doesn't seem okay to put on my lips. So, it was so, because a huge part of me is like, oh my God, this is so funny to create content for. I should keep it. But then the other part of me goes, no, I should actually save my money and not keep this lip gloss that's burning my lips. So it was an adult decision to return it. But yeah.
Well, I don't really, because they're asymmetrical and the bottom one is big and whatever, but people wanting big lips, I'm like, what do you think is the advantage of that? But maybe I don't want to know. But I'm like, especially in the last couple of years with COVID and wearing masks, and I'm like, oh, it's so uncomfortable. And like, I'm definitely a mouth breather. I'm someone who, when I'm thinking, I'm like, that kind of thing. Like, it just hangs down, and I feel like it exaggerates how mouth breathery I am. And so I'm like, it's the same thing like people with tattoos. I'm not judging anyone, but I'm like, why do you need decoration? I do not need any more decoration. Like, so interesting. I don't know. I know some people's tattoos are super meaningful, but
I've learned that too, because I got drunk. Cool. But some people are very, and I had a lot of thoughts about tattoos. So I'm Jewish, and if you get a tattoo, you're technically not allowed to be buried in a Jewish cemetery. Yeah. Very interesting. So growing up, I was told you can't get a tattoo, which to me made me want one. But I can't have something. But I use temporary tattoos because I could never like something for more than a couple weeks anyways, and I do it for funsies. But when I met I met a tattoo artist so passionate about their job and explaining how much work goes into it and all the stories and all the things that he's created and the visions that he has, because it's art. It really is. So I get the artistic expression and all that. I can't imagine committing to something for the rest of my life that's going to change as my body changes. So that's where I don't get the tattoo, but I appreciate the artistry.
Yeah, I know. I feel like conflicted is not the right word, because it's anybody's business what they do with themselves. But especially people who get face tattoos, I'm like, I don't know. I get enough attention. Like, why do you want it? Please, I will exchange this with you for a while if I could. Like, but it is not doable. I will say though, I did get henna on my foot once. How was pretty? It was so pretty.
Did it smell bad though? That's the only thing I remember. There was an odor to the henna.
I'm going to say something that makes me sound like super privileged person, but I was in Egypt on a trip with my mom. So I didn't notice if it smelled bad because it was so hot the whole time anyway.
That does not make you sound privileged. You were on a trip and it was hot. Okay. You're fine.
Yeah. But like I was in Egypt with my mom and I got henna and it was pretty good.
It would be like, while the butler was peeling my grapes and someone else was taking photos for the gram, I was getting the henna.
Yeah, that's right. Trying to do two things at once.
It's a whole thing. Yeah.
Sometimes
I get this right and I'm like, is this supposed to be hard? Well, I'm doing the belly thing, right? The whole, Sometimes I do it and it's not hard and I go, well, isn't it supposed to be hard? Isn't that the whole thing?
I think it depends what hand.
If I overthink it, or if I stare at other people doing it, like, see, I was looking, and now it's a whole thing. Trying to do the hand.
It's like people who are good at playing drums. I'm like, you're amazing, and I don't understand how you can do it.
Oh, that's really. My grandfather was a drummer.
Oh,
that's an unnecessary share, but I like. You know what? I really like tap dancing because I felt like I was drumming with my feet. That was fun. I like keeping a rhythm.
Tap, though, that you like your hands are not doing that much work because
I know
on your feet.
Yeah, but I feel like you have to still sell it with your face. You know.
That's true. That's true.
You got to do the hey.
It's a very what's the word for that? Like it's a very mugging kind of art form.
Mugging,
right? Mugging.
I don't know. I buy it though. Again, the teacher in me was selling me on so much today.
Do you know what that means? Am I being annoying?
I don't know. That sounds like a word.
When somebody mugs the camera, it's like if you found out something terrible and you're like, oh no, like it's like big face and
that's funny. Kind of you know what? I'm not used to being on my laptop. Let's see. Mugging with my face. Is that a thing? Mean mugging.
Mugging. Not the stealing.
Oh yeah, no, these are different words coming up. Yeah, it is. Mugging. Idioms by the Free Dictionary. To make silly or exaggerated facial expressions. Whoa! Yeah. I just got, look at this. Learning every day. That was thrilling.
I do that unintentionally, which I know as a teacher, which is why kids tell me shocking stories sometimes, because I'll just be like, huh? Like I know I'm having a cartoon reaction to it. And I'm like, I got to shut this down. I need to not listen anymore because otherwise I'm just going to be like, are you guys hearing this? Like, I don't know. It's too much. Too much.
I'm very invested in what looks like a lamp behind you.
Yeah.
That looks like, I don't not IKEA, but something. Okay. I always think when I see those, I always think IKEA and I don't.
Totally is an IKEA.
Okay.
Lamp. Yeah. And it has holes in it from my dog, who I don't have anymore, but he used to wag his tail so hard that he'd punch holes in the rice paper.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
I just think that's poor quality rice paper. So there you go.
It's true, but I don't know. I get on environmental kicks where I'm like, okay, now I know about where they get their wood from. I can't shop there anymore. But if I've already got something from there, I need to keep it because I need a lamp and I don't want to add something to the landfill. And I'm not proving anything just by throwing that away and buying something from somewhere else.
Ooh.
So I'm
You
stuck
are
with
an overthinker. I enjoy this. I enjoy watching this. Well, it's nice to meet a fellow overthinker because you think you're alone, similar to the kids in the essays. But there's other people out there that overthink on a daily. It's exhausting.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know. It's nice to talk to you about it too, because most people are like, okay, moving on. Like, we don't need to worry about that.
Well, I mean, even especially when you're talking about you want to emphasize being kind. How can you not overthink being kind in this day and age? People are horrible. So I'm putting it out there.
I think, no, I don't want to, I feel like everything nice I want to say sounds like it's like on a mom's Instagram, like everyone's trying their best.
I actually have said that recently. I do believe everyone, well, at least I hope they are. And if they're not, then I won't be affiliated with them. I mean, because then it's just uncomfortable to be around. You're intentionally being a cruel person. I don't need that.
And a term that I don't know where it came from, but I used it a while ago and I really like it, is I think there are a lot of people, I hope I'm not one of them, but there are people who are, I use the term socially untalented. Like they're just not talented when it comes to being social. So they say awkward things, or they ask a question that's like kind of borderline, or, they're just...
So a comedian. Got it. Okay.
Socially untalented. You got to find somewhere to put your energy.
See, sometimes this is what's hard. I feel like even on this chat too, sometimes I feel like I want to, with all my chats, like kind of approach that place of, can we go here? And then you go, oh, no, we can't. Let's just step back a bit. Shuffle back. So like without...
Like, challenge, Robyn.
Is that being socially... Okay. No, I mean in general. Like that's... I'll ask you whatever. I feel like you're very open. But I mean in general, like I don't want to offend anyone, but I'm also genuinely curious about people.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like ask a question and next thing you know, they're like trauma and the chat's over. Like I don't want anyone to leave and go, Robyn was the worst person to talk with. That's because, I've been on the opposite side and get asked certain questions and I didn't know it would affect me that way. I go, oh my God. Like, what's your backup career? I go, and then, I just lose there were worse questions, but I don't feel like sharing those with the group.
No. You know what, though? I think that's so interesting because that's something that I think about a lot is like, I value curiosity so much. And I'm like, are we in a place where we're not allowed to be curious in public? And so it drives people to being curious on the internet, which is maybe not the right place to be curious. And so maybe that is something that now I'm thinking about it and overthinking maybe. But I think in a lot of the work that I write, that I'm forced to write for myself, because you mentioned auditions. I don't get auditions. I don't like it's
okay. I say auditions because I'm selling myself as if I'm some famous actor. Okay, no, like good. I just did a student film on the weekend. Let's just kind of put things into perspective here. This is my career.
That's great. Okay. That's great. But so because I make the content for myself, I think maybe part of it is I'm like, I want to encourage people to be curious, or I want to say, I bet you've wondered this, and I'm going to answer this question for you. And also, like, I'm assuming that people have assumptions about how I feel about certain things because of how I look, and maybe I want to challenge those through the tone or the mood of what's happening. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. It does. Okay. I know. I love when my guests are on, they go, I don't know what I'm talking about. And they say like a really smart thing. And I go, well, it's smarter than anything I would have said. So you're cool. You're good.
No, it's okay. Like in, I guess I just reference the Halloween one again, but like, there are ways to have fun when you look different, but there's also ways that things suck when you look different that other people don't know. Like, I don't know. I think I might have told you this story, so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I was at the water slides with my family a couple years ago. It was just when like quarantine outside. It was just like space, everything.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
It had to be 2 feet separated, whatever. And I mean, I don't know, maybe you're an exception, but most women, I think most people don't like walking around in a bathing suit.
Nope, not this. Don't like it.
Right.
Nope.
And we all feel a little bit like, oh, maybe someone's looking at me. Maybe things aren't, exactly correct. But I'm like, I think, so you can see it's on my arms, it's on my legs, it's everywhere. Right. So I get a different kind of attention at the water slides. And so I'm like, we all have a little bit of discomfort. I'm like, but my discomfort is like, yeah, I feel like I wish I was skinny, but also I wish this. And this thing is kind of wearing away at my patience. So maybe sometimes I have to smart mouth some kids.
Yeah.
It just happens, So there's like, again, I'm like, I think that's okay to share and to let people know, like, yeah, sometimes I'm really benevolent and kind about talking about my experience, and I'd love to share with you. And sometimes, like, I just want to be at the water slides and grab an inner tube and not feel like I'm an ambassador for everybody who looks different.
It's exhausting though. And sometimes, I remember, like, so when I share with you, so my youngest brother has a skin condition. It's not, I say KTS because I'll try and pronounce Klippel-Trenaunay syndrome. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes, but you left out the Weber.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? 50-50 chance there. But it's, what's it called? I remember when we were growing up and people would see him and go, oh my gosh, it's contagious or something. Like, I'm going to catch, you know, and they're and it's so, especially around kids who they have no filter, right? What am I saying? Kids, adults have no filter. People don't have filters, right?
But kids especially, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Based on my experience.
No, but it is. And it's like sometimes a curiosity, sometimes just cruel. And people say things and like ask really weird questions. And it is exhausting. And I told you my brother would make up stories. I thought they were quite funny near the end. Like, like especially in the winter, he'd be like, oh yeah, gotta dress warm for the winter. Otherwise, you know, this. Which was funny. Quite the comedian. But it's so, because like what you were saying, you're not an ambassador for this, and you just kind of, you're here to go on a water slide. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I'm exhausted. I don't need this. Like, you want me to wear a sign? What do you want from me here, people? Yeah.
And actually, it's funny, speaking of IKEA, that is the worst place. And I feel so bad because my sisters, we went to IKEA a while ago. My parents were moving. We were buying stuff for their house. And I'm already in a bad mood because it's super crowded. And
it's IKEA.
I feel like going to IKEA on a Saturday is like, let's just stand in line for 3 hours.
See you in a year.
Like, I'm getting stared at. People are making comments. And my one sister, who's very nice and supportive, she's like, why are you being in such a bad mood? And I'm like, why do you think? And really what I should have been a mature adult and been like, you guys do the IKEA thing. What else can I do, like, separately? You know, that would have been the right thing to do instead of like putting myself in a situation where I know I'm just going to be irritated. But I wanted to have a say in what kind of dishes we bought my mom. Like, I wanted a say.
I appreciate these conversations so much because if someone were to see you in IKEA, they would look, right? Yeah. It's like someone that looks different from me. I'm curious, or just, I mean, like in general, I look at people for the most part, unless I'm like not making eye contact. I'm in a mood, but
sunglasses.
But I don't think people realize how exhausting it is, like on a daily basis, to deal with that. That is so tiring. And what is this societal solution? Like, when you're a kid, here's every different kind of face you can see. Let's discuss every condition. And like, like a 6-year-old's going to go home and research everything. I don't know what the societal solution is. And that's why, like, I feel for everything that you have to, like, I mean, I feel for it. Big deal. I don't have to experience it. What does that mean? Being told, like, I feel for you. I don't know.
Well, it's nice. It's like the roots of empathy. So it's good. But and like, I don't feel like a victim about it. But
you don't see, like, that's why you're making comedy. I go, this is funny.
Yeah. And that's the solution. The solution is, number one, hopefully you're blessed enough to be surrounded by great people. Right? Number one. Number two is give yourself time to recharge. Yes. Like, I know I put a post on Facebook last year because I just was like, you know, I'm usually really strong, and we all have our reserve, but sometimes the water just is gone, and you need to just let people know, okay, I'm kind of done for a little bit, you know? And I usually try not to share that kind of thing, like, oh, here are my low moments, but I think it was worth it. But then option 3 is you share it in a way that you want to. And so for me, it's like comedy. Please, like, let's laugh at this. And again, like, I've written some things that I hope someday will get made that are a little more serious. But in the past, when I've been pitching ideas to people, it's weird because a lot of the, I don't know what to call them, but like creative people with more power than I have, they often want my story to be more sad. They want the character that looks like me to be more messed up, to be doing self-destructive things because they can't cope. And I'm like, not that everything has to be true to life, but that's not true to life. And I'm like, why? What narrative is that serving for you? I'm like, you're trying to, like, maybe you think people are going to empathize more with someone who feels victimized, but that's not life for me. Growing up and going to the hospital every few months and seeing other kids in the hospital, most people who deal with a long-term thing don't act like that. Like, we know what we're in for and we figure out how to live through it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not trashing on it. But have you seen the movie Wonder?
I wanted to lie and say yes because I know some people in it. I have not seen it. I know the premise, but no, I have not seen it. Yes.
So totally not trashing on it, but
but here's some trash on it. Okay.
Well, I can just tell that it was written by someone who, and I'm sure she did research, but it's not someone who's lived that kind of experience or even been in a family with that kind of experience, because like they don't make the kid go to school until a certain point. My parents, when I had to get laser surgery on my face, basically it's like,
my brother had that. Yeah.
Yeah. So your face swells up and it's black and you have polka dots and you're covered in Vaseline, all this tears stuff. My parents let me have 3 days at home and then I was back to school. And it looked like someone took like little bingo markers and every year, inevitably, it was the week of school photo day.
Oh, no. Oh.
So all my grade 8, grade 9 photos, it looks like I have these weird little dots everywhere. And I'm like, I already have an extreme look. Thank you for adding to that. But so like you grow up, your parents are compassionate, but they're also like, get on with it. You know, it's not a reason to stay home. And so when I watch that movie, it's just like, that doesn't ring true to me. The like, oh, we're so worried. And it's like, no, we got to teach someone to be strong. And it's actually kind of funny. My sister took one of my nephews to see the movie and the other nephew didn't want to go. And he got in the car and was like, I don't want to go. And they're like, fine. What's your problem? He's like, I don't want to watch a movie where it looks like kids are being mean to someone like Auntie. Like, fine, go in the house. And I'm like, that's very sweet. And then the other nephew, I was like, so what did you think of the movie? And he's like, it was okay. I said, did you think that that's what my life was like? Kids being mean like that? And he's like, no, because my mom would have beat them up.
Oh my God, yes.
Exactly. Like, right? Like probably for you with your brother, you would have been like, anybody trashing my brother, like they're dead.
Well, the interesting thing is my younger brother also has Asperger's. So he's not aware of the social cues. So he's just living in this world. He is the most confidence I've ever seen in a person. Literally just like living his life. He thinks he's the hottest person in the world, just like so confident. I need his confidence. Oh my gosh, walk into an audition room with that confidence. Yes. So he's not always aware of what's going on or like what people are saying or how they feel. Like, and I think there's something oddly nice for him with that. Because I'm seeing the interactions and knowing that people are uncomfortable, but he doesn't get it. Yeah. And so like he's oddly protected in a way. And so I think like and that's what I was actually writing about this recently because I'm doing this workshop on the weekend. And because with Asperger's it's an invisible syndrome, so people don't know when someone has Asperger's, but he has a very similar skin condition to you. And so they're like, okay, something's different. Right. So they clock
like
that.
Some kind of indication. Yeah.
And so they're clocking that and they're already like walls up. Okay, I have to talk to him differently. You know? I don't know. Do people talk to you differently? Is that they're just like, what's her deal? Do I have to talk slower? I'm serious. Like I say that because that's I'm just
brother. Yeah. No, that doesn't happen. But I am surprised sometimes where people will just like talk to me as if they've known me my whole life and been like, oh, have you never tried lasers? Because I know this other kid, and you're like at the grocery store.
No.
In the summer.
Oh my.
I'm like, can I please just buy some like croissants and get out of here?
Oh, but aren't you tempted to say, oh my God, thank you so much. I never thought, like, just go on a whole, this is life changing. Okay.
Yeah. And then sometimes I turn into, like, I think I was a little bit mean, but I was like, yeah, it only works for some people. And I did try it and it didn't work for me. And I really, really wish it did. Thank you.
Oh my God. That's
not
great.
very nice about it.
Oh, that's not even, that's not horrible. No. It'd be like, are you willing to pay for it? And just see how much money I could get out of that person?
I should have done that. I might have, did I tell you about lying to the person about being in the fire? I don't know if I told you that story.
I don't know if I know this one.
In university at our, you go through your, like the cafeteria and you have to take your card and swipe and get your lunch and whatever.
Yes,
there was this lady who was always looking at me and I was like, I know that look. I know she wants to talk to me, but I was with my friends and people are not usually gonna bring something up when you have people around you. It's like they wait for you to be like the lone gazelle and then they pounce. But so one time I went to our Aramark cafe for lunch and I was by myself because everyone was at class. And as I'm going through, this lady's like, so you were burnt really bad in a fire, hey? And I went, yes, I was. She goes, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, I actually saved 2 kids and their parents are paying for me to be at school. It's like, and then I just walked away with my lunch and I was like, I wonder how many people she's going to tell that to.
I love how everyone, you know what? If that person took it to a place where now you have a monument, now you have a wing named after you at the university. Do you guys know this unsung hero?
I know. And then I'm like, oh no, what if she like used me as some like, those chicken soup for the soul type stories as like inspiration for someone. She's like, listen, never give up because this is what happened to this girl. Like, I hope not. But also that would be kind of funny. That would be good.
It's so interesting the difference between, let's say, like getting burned in a fire, saving someone versus being born a certain way.
Yeah.
There's such a different reaction.
Yeah. And I think, so it's another thing that I've written about in another script that hopefully someday gets made. But actually wrote, because I've had that question so many times, which I'm also like, do you just think it missed here? Like, how would that have worked? I don't know.
Yeah, you selectively used a fire blanket. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. But so in that script, my character is a school counselor and she ends up counseling a kid who's been burned in a fire. And so it's this kid who's coming from this private school background, gorgeous girl, really, really smart, left her school because she couldn't deal with the aftermath of what happened. And now is being forced to go to this school where her dad's like, oh, this lady can help you because she knows. So it's a little bit about that. And through writing that, because I'm like, I have wisdom to share about how to deal with certain things. But I also really realized there is kind of like what you were saying with your brother with like awareness. I'm like, there is a bit of a cushion or like a blessing of always being this way. And so the idea of like having this who you were and losing that and now having to learn how to deal with that, I think that's a whole different experience that I don't really know what that feels like. And so I wanted to explore that in that piece. Because I'm like, yeah, there would be like, there's no version of me that I lost.
Right. Oh, that's an interesting way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like, I mean, there was a time when I thought like, oh God, I've learned everything that you want to teach me because through this, I'm like, I've learned it. And so tomorrow I'm going to wake up and be normal, which didn't happen. But it's like, I don't know if I really expected it, but I was like, I've just reached this level of understanding that I don't need this anymore. But like, so it's not like I look at pictures and think, oh, I used to be that.
Right.
And so I think that is a whole different thing, which maybe people who've struggled their whole life have something to share that would be valuable, but also maybe it's like, I don't know. You don't know what you're talking about, really. I don't know. I've never had a single day where I was like, where I blended in. It's not happened.
Right.
Doesn't matter where I go in the world. It's never happened. So that's why some days you just
is there like a convention for, you know what I mean? Like you put everyone in a room together. Hey, we're all the same. But I think the condition would be different on everyone, right?
It is. Yeah. Okay. And I have friends or people who are like, oh, I know someone with the same thing. And I'm like, okay, like, sure. But also like, is it here? Is like, I don't think it's probably really the same. And I've met people who have it and they can cover it with makeup. Like that's not an option for me, even though one of my parents' friends when I was a kid used to keep trying to sell them makeup to cover up my face. And I just think that must have been really nice for my mom. Like my mom, who has the sweetest heart and, you know, in that motherly way, if I was ever sad, would have been like, if I could look that way instead of you, I would do that. And you're like, you're just making me feel worse. But it is a mom thing, right? And then to have like friends come to your house and be like, here's makeup for your kid. Like, again, socially untalented people.
No, this is so... there's some religious people my family, and someone had the audacity to say to my dad, like, the reason your son is that way is because God hates him. So yeah, there's been comments, and you go, oh, that's lovely. That's great. Wow.
No, can I tell you the counterpoint to that? Because like I'm quite religious. My parents are religious. And my dad said to me once, he's like, I'm not saying this is facts, but this is how I feel. He's like, I think God was like, she's really awesome. She needs some challenges.
But there is something there. You know what? There's a lot of people that say God only gives you what you can handle, right? If we go down that religious route. Yeah. And then sometimes I think, well, that's, you hear some stories and you go, I don't know why you think this person can handle that. That's. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like.
And it's
what
interesting.
You can handle if you know how to ask for help. Like, is that what you mean? Like, I don't know.
But you know, like in your case, it's visible, but there are a lot of people that you don't know. Yeah. But, like there are so many things that are invisible that people are just dealing with. And there are times when I talk to someone and they tell, and I go, would not have known, don't know how you're coping. Oh my God. And not saying that like, oh, okay, well, clearly people see you're going, because like you're allowed to have more than just, I say like skin condition or syndrome. What's the right terminology? Am I messing up?
I don't know. Well, it is a syndrome.
Okay.
It's a vascular condition. That's what I said. Like, okay, I don't know if the computer will pick it up, but like that's my message.
But yeah, the capillary refill or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, I love it that you know how to.
Oh, my physio background comes in handy every now and then. Yeah. But
I think what I would like to add to what you're saying is also that like, you know, we don't always know. I mean, we can never know really what people are going through, and like that's why it's so important to feel like you can talk to people about what's going on. Like I don't have a lot of physical problems from this, but I'm blind in this eye because of it. My legs are always cold. Like my circulation is really bad. I've had varicose veins since I was 11, like that kind of thing. And I feel like we're kind of getting in this world where we're like, it's a microaggression to ask someone what they're struggling with or what they need. And I'm like, no, because somebody might look at me and be like, oh, what she needs is like people to be understanding. And I'm like, no, what I need is a heater. Like, what I need is some warm socks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I've sat through training stuff at school where there are people who are doing like diversity training, which like, bless them. That's great. We need that. But at the same time, I'm like, as someone who kind of fits some of these categories, but is, sorry if you hear that stomping. That's
I was curious. I thought you were having a party up there, but that's cool.
No, there's 2-year-olds and dogs upstairs. But anyway, but I'm like, I'm almost in like too small of a group to have representation. So I'm like, as someone who fits that kind of mold, I would never be offended if someone said, is there something you need because of whatever it is going on with you? Like I don't think a question about what someone requires is offensive. An assumption is maybe offensive. I don't know.
I don't know if people assume or they're just too scared to ask. And I think we're at that, like, I'm too scared to ask. Because I know I even joke when I was starting like this podcast and I had questions. And I'm like, I don't know if I can ask these things. Like basic questions for like even talking about like sadness, depression, anxiety, like, can we talk about this stuff? I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, here's my thoughts. You know, like unfiltered now. This is where we're at. Because worst case, you ask something and, you know, like someone just says, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, cool. But like asking to me shows that I care. I'm interested. I genuinely want to learn. And again, I hate that you have essentially a burden of having to explain this to so many people, right? Like, can't people, I don't know, like, it's just, do they take a picture and go, what is this? Like,
oh, the amount of people who I catch taking my pictures, that's the thing I hate. And then so to tie this into like what we're kind of connecting over as like being creators and actors and stuff, like, again, not saying this as a victim, poor me, whatever. But like, I know I don't have and I'm not all that talented either. But like,
oh my God,
there are like roles and things I'm never going to get because of how I look. I don't have an agent anymore, blah, blah, blah. Like a lot of doors have been closed because of how I look. And I'm like, can I use it to open a door? Like, could that be possible? So that was kind of what I was hoping could happen with putting out this project, maybe, that there's someone who's like, oh, we could take a chance. Because there have been people who are close to taking a chance and then something just spooks them or I'm not the right fit, or who knows what it is. But it's like, I would just like people to know that like the look could be part of the story. It doesn't have to be the whole story.
Yeah.
And also, like, if someone just casts me to be Matt Damon's girlfriend, doesn't that just make you like him more?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, he's got a cool, unique girlfriend. Like, I don't know. It doesn't have to be Matt Damon either. Just I
was thinking, I'm like, the only thing was, why Matt Damon? That was really what I was stuck on. Matt Damon. I don't know. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe because
he's not, he's an Oscar winner, so I get it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's my caliber. I'm just joking.
He's my type, whatever.
But like, or like the mom in some show where some like kid has to get sent home for getting in a fight, and you're like, oh, that kid's a jerk, and then you're like, oh, look at his mom, and he's so nice to his mom. I could add a lot of character depth to people by association. I'm just saying.
My God, you're right. People are missing out on opportunities here.
It's true. It's really true. That's why, like, I know I'm like a boastful auntie. I can't help it. But like, my nieces and nephews will never be mean to people because of how someone looks. They just won't. It's not in their DNA to be like that.
So they're good people? That's confusing. Okay.
I know. Well, and also because like, just they've seen how people are around me, but also they know who I am, and like, they just will not be mean to people.
See, I love that for them. I always, growing up, so my youngest brother, he notices so much about other people. And there was a point where he would like criticize their appearance. And I'm laughing on the inside going like, Dave, do you, like, he just doesn't see that he's different. It's so funny. Like, there's such a series there. But,
you know what, Robyn? Sorry, can I just add a quick thing to that? That's like a couple years ago, I taught a special needs dance class at the high school.
Amazing. That's so cute.
And those kids,
I don't know why I say cute, but like, it is. Okay.
It is cute.
I think dancing's
cute. And also
cute.
They're like big kids, like 17-year-old kids who, that's not they're not at that level intellectually or whatever, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And some of them were like, oh no, like they were really bothered by how I looked. And there's this one kid who I really like this kid, but when I took off my mask for the first time, he went, oh. And I'm like, okay. And there's part of me that wants to be like, settle down, but you're like, okay, you're just
okay. That reaction is funny, but I don't know if you felt this way, but when anyone took off their mask and they had like a mustache or something, I was always like, whoa, did not picture you with a mustache. Not okay. Like, I just, your face is different, totally. Excuse me, shave that. Yeah.
Exactly. And they actually made an SNL skit about this. I don't know if you saw it. It was like a musical parody of like, what's under that mask? And I was trying to laugh, but I'm like, they would make fun of my big lips. I was like, they'd be like, oh, I wasn't expecting that either. And so I was like, SNL. It's kind of hurt my feelings a little bit.
They tend to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I was like, it is true. We're all like, I can't see half of your face. What do you actually look like? But I just thought it was, I will never forget. Whoa!
Like kind of slapstick, falls over a ball that's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Walks into a rake for some reason.
Exactly. Like, it was just backing up. And he was like a foot taller than I am and like really big. And so it just added to the comedic value of it. It was like, I love it.
It is, but it's like, it's an odd, because it's just like such an out of place natural reaction.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, you know, like you would filter it, but you can't. So, exactly. Yeah. It's those reactions, not innocent, but like not knee-jerk reaction. I can't think of words.
Well, automatic, it's authentic. It's automatic and authentic for who they are. And so you're sharing that thing about your brother that makes total sense to me, because it's this room full of kids who I'm sure kids have been mean to them, but they're like, this is how I respond to this.
It's true. It's so interesting working with that, because I remember I would volunteer for all those different things and like different athletic stuff, and you see how they interact with each other and how everyone interacts with them, and it's really like as much as there's so much to be said seeing how other people interact when they think differently, and I find it fascinating.
Yeah, totally. Sometimes I don't like it, but
oh no, that's true. Yeah, don't get like
okay. Like people who are like, oh, after meeting you, I went online and researched your condition. And I'm like, I doubt that. Like, I doubt you figured out what it was. And also, why are you telling me this? Like,
why would they tell you? Well, did they figure it out?
I don't think so. I think
oh my God. I literally see a show of like just responding to comments you've received. I'd be like, okay, cool. So write a thesis paper on my condition now. I expect it by tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you have any doctors you could refer me to?
Oh my God.
Do you have any advice? Any natural remedies?
Yes. Now that you've looked it up on Google, can you please give me advice on how to manage this?
That's right. You have become the expert, and I would appreciate any thoughts you have.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
Like somebody once told me, I won't say the brand because someday I would hope that they'll sponsor something that I make.
Yes.
But they, there was a doctor that was like, if you use this soap, it will get better. And I remember I was like 5. I was like, what does get better mean? Like, what does that really mean? But that soap's going to help. Okay. Sure.
I mean, look, commercials are compelling. I was saying the other, I get very convinced that I have to buy every product that is on TV. I can't watch commercials anymore. That's
how I feel with Bon Appetit videos. Do you ever watch those on YouTube?
Do I have to cook something, or is that?
Or you can just watch other people cook and then want to go out and have someone make it for you. That's for me.
I love seeing people. I love watching shows where people are passionate about something.
Yeah, and good at something, right?
Yeah. I know. I don't like this amateur hour Dancing with the Stars bullshit. No. Like, I want to watch some real dancers, okay? I don't need this. I don't need, like, dancing's hard. 100%. They've trained. I want to see trained dancers.
Yeah, 100%. Or make it like the sweetest kind of show in the world, like British Bake Off. But even those people know what they're doing, you know? But, like, that's why
okay, that show, they're too friendly. They're too nice. They're too cordial. I think maybe it's the accent. And also the music is weird. I need good music. I need upbeat. I need like background music. I want to feel. Have you ever heard the Formula One theme song? That is the music I need. It is so like, getting ready for a race. Yes, it should be that. Because then you're like, dun, 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 and you're lifting up the tray. Yeah, okay, I'm going to make that collaboration
80s training montage.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. I want the 80s gear too, like workout gear, headbands. Yeah.
Whisking. You know something I heard about that show that's fascinating? The original host of it, Mel, and oh no, I can't remember who the other person was. Oh no, terrible. She's a British comedian. Anyway, there's 2 British comedians who were the hosts. And, you know, they'll ask people like, especially on American shows, like, oh, tell me the background of why you're making this recipe. And they'll talk about why it matters to their grandma or whatever. And I guess on the British one, if people got emotional or when people got too frustrated because something wasn't working, these comedians would go in front of those cameras and just start swearing crazily and doing all this stuff that couldn't air. To like protect the people from being exposed emotionally.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? I'm like,
that's
I love
amazing.
That.
That's like, not what we do.
You would like the drama, maybe.
Well, excuse me. It's not that I like the drama. I'm always fascinated with how people are so invested in what they do that it means so much.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I think it is. It's like, someone used to say to me, you're watching the human experience without any filter. It's very artsy, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, there's something to come. I used to hate watching reality TV, and now I watch it, and like a lot of it is fake, you know. But then you watch some things, and you go, "Oh, you're just unfiltered being yourself." This is so. I'm always like, there's even when I feel like I'm unfiltered, there's still a filter going on because oh my god, the thoughts I have, because you know, filter. Okay,
the inner critic, the inner I need to be this person. It's always on, But I don't, that's why I cannot sew. I learned how to crochet and I make blankets. That's it. But not even with fancy patterns. But shows like Project Runway or something, I just love watching people do stuff I know I could never do.
I've never watched that show, but I tried watching the RuPaul Drag Race show because that was it.
Did they make clothes on that? I've never watched that.
I feel like they did. That's why they had to make their own costumes or something. And there was already so many other components going on the show. I go, this is a whole area that I knew nothing about, and I don't know if it's being ignorant or just like I have a lot of other interests. So, you know, I don't have time to learn. Yeah. And so, again, during the pandemic, I go, what are shows I've never watched? What are things I don't know anything about? And I turn that on and I go, oh my God. Like I'm tired sometimes doing hair and makeup. It's work. And then I go, I don't think I can bitch anymore because that's a process and a half of transformation. Yeah. So, it was perspective.
Yeah, I have to say that was like, so when we were filming the web series, honestly, having somebody to do my makeup and my hair was so nice.
It's so nice.
Because like, I don't know, it's not a minefield for me anymore, but when I was a teenager, like trying to buy makeup and what do you do and all that. And my mom never even wanted to broach it. My mom's just so sweet. She'd be like, you don't need it, you know, that kind of thing. And I do remember once going to a store, again, I won't say who it is just in case one day they want to be
sponsors. I get it. Yeah.
But I asked for foundation. I didn't even really know what foundation was. I just know it's for this, right? And she went, for you? And I said, yeah. And she goes, well, we have purple eyeshadow over there. And I was like, thank you. Like, I don't know how to respond to that. So, and that was my first time 13 at the mall with my friends trying to buy makeup.
Oh my God, you should have Pretty Woman that, like, gone to another store. This is the foundation I would have bought.
I know, big mistake. I know. Don't you always want to have a Pretty Woman revenge moment? I really do.
I'm just so uncomfortable in shopping stores that I'm like, I don't want to be there any longer than I have to. I don't. No. The stores confuse me. There's too many products. Just like, if we were born and like, here are your products. Here's what you use. Okay, cool. Done.
Yeah, this is all you get.
This is all you need. Amazing. This is your kit. Great. Yeah. Thank you.
Exactly. That
Too many options.
Yeah. But now, so like, if I go and I want to buy some like lipstick, I'm like, why am I even doing that? Because I know I'm not going to wear it. I know it's going to make me feel so self-conscious. But then being on set and having someone like, you know, just cleaning things up and just making you feel comfortable.
You got to do the blotting, nice. I've learned. Yeah. Everyone has oil. Again, not understanding makeup. I was on a shoot recently and they gave me the blotting sheets. And I, like, normally there's someone to do hair and makeup, but it's non-union. So you do your own hair and makeup. So I'm like, thank you. Thought it was a tissue. I didn't know what to do. And so it's a man instructing me how to use the blotting sheet. It was such a funny moment for me. So he's like, this is how you use it. Because he didn't want to touch my face. Very respectful. And just kind of walking me through the areas I should take the oil off of. Yeah. And like, he was scared to tell me I had oil. I'm like, no, I know I have oil on my face. I'm trying a whole gua sha lifestyle thing now. This is my 30s right here trying to figure this out. But it was just such an interesting, like, ooh, men in film know about the oil sheets or all these little tricks of the trade. Yeah.
I'm just remembering something. Should I share my trauma with you?
Oh my gosh, yes. Wait, I don't know. I was so excited. Yeah. Okay. Trauma.
I think after that experience, I think that might have been the timing. I'm not like, okay, I'm a little older than you, but I'm not old. But my mom, I think to make me feel better, paid for me to go to the mall and get one of those glamour shots. And they literally like covered up all of my birthmark with makeup. And there's a picture of me with like crazy curled hair, wearing a leather jacket, going like posing with like the collar up. And my face is just covered. And I think my mom thought it would help my self-esteem. It did not. Instead, I was just like, oh, I will never take photos in the mall ever again.
I mean, look, photos in the mall in general are traumatic, so.
Well, and I was like, who thinks this looks good on anybody? Like, I don't know. But it was funny. But I like now, you're older and you're like, oh, my mom was really trying to give me like an experience to feel like, oh, people want to take pictures of you. Like, you look so cute. But then the results were not good.
Okay, look, I just feel anytime I get a headshot back, I go, oh, God. So at least you didn't have to pay for it yourself.
That's true. That's true. My mom probably saved up for months, Robyn.
I know. It's actually a really sweet gesture, but
misplaced.
What's really okay. So here's something interesting. Do people ever compare your condition to like vitiligo? I never pronounced that correctly.
Oh,
where it's the different dark and light patches.
Only one person has talked to me about that before.
Because there is a whole movement for that kind of skin now, and you see it on beauty ads, and no one's covering it up anymore. So I don't know.
No,
if
I'm
that's
like, please call me.
Yeah.
I'm also not tall and skinny, so I wouldn't fit that parameter.
But then now we're all about real people, right? It's the realness, and I go, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I hope there's a place for the kind of not just look I have, but the kind of spirit I want to share. And
you have a very, very positive attitude.
Like 99% of the time.
No, but even to have any, it's just very refreshing, because I see a lot of people making themselves victims for different reasons, right? I'm ignoring it. It's fine. I have nieces that, I mean, they live in Rochester because they're rambunctious, so I shoo them away. No, they're I also have a nephew that I forget about. Sorry. It's fine. They don't watch this. But it is, I was going on a tangent and I don't know where it was.
You're talking about people who want to not want to, but like identify as victim, like have a victim story or a victim narrative.
Yeah. And I think everyone is allowed to feel the way they feel. Not like I don't want to, but like it's just so important to put things into perspective, and kind of just make the most out of the situation that you have. But also think, like, this is something I was questioning the other day, because technically my younger brother is like a cis white male, technically, right? But I don't think anyone looks at his skin and goes, you're white. So like, do you feel like you're this cis, like, female of privilege, this white privilege? Is that even, because that's what you were saying before. I know there's a push for diversity and BIPOC, which I understand. There is a need for that. But what about the people that aren't technically white, that are a little different looking? Like, where do they fit in? And that's what I would love to see. Because there's not enough, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think about that a lot too, because again, like, I send off a script to a festival or something, and it's like, do you identify as this, this? And I'm like, no, but I'm this. Like, I always want to put other, but then I'm like, but also, like, honestly, like, I think the biggest way that I'm privileged is that I grew up with parents that loved me and loved each other and taught me to be, like, strong. I'm like, that's more privilege in your life than how you look, I think. Especially as a teacher now and dealing with kids. And I'm like, I mean, I'm glad my parents grounded me when I did things. Like, it's really like, it's heartbreaking to see what some kids don't have that honestly, I just took for granted that everybody had that, until you become an adult. So I'm like, I don't know, the idea of different privileges are weird too, because also, like, not to be like, judging other cultures, but like, I've spent time in cultures where people accuse me of having leprosy and won't let me in their stores and yell at me.
Oh my, like, my brother got that too. Yeah, that's
not fun.
No, it's not.
It's awful. And did I like cry for 4 hours that day? Yes, I did. And all I wanted to do was buy my friend a present for her wedding.
Oh my god.
And like, I've had, I think, again, like, there are groups that need to be represented, but I really believe that as storytellers, whatever, the more specific we can get with our experiences, the more universal they are, because even though you will not know how it feels to be on a massage table and someone tell you that you have a birthmark because your mom went outside with you while she was pregnant with you and that you have bad karma and you need to figure it out. Like, and then they're like waxing your eyebrows while they're telling you this. Like, you will not have that experience. But do you know what it's like to be in a vulnerable position where you really wish you could speak up, but you feel like you can't? Of course you do.
Yeah.
You know? So I feel like the more we can share these specific things, the more we realize, not that we're the same, but that we're united, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the right word is, but there's like the universal and the specific.
I think if people started to realize how similar they are, we would stop seeing all the differences. Yeah. Right? What you were saying, everyone has experienced being vulnerable.
Yeah.
For different reasons, but everyone can relate to feeling vulnerable. And unless you're into that, no one really likes, whatever, no judgment, but also curious. It's not a fun feeling to feel that vulnerable and be told things and just out of the blue that are unsolicited and uncomfortable. It's not needed, and it's not necessary, and it's inappropriate. And for some reason, people feel the need to, say it to other populations more than others. And
and that's not to say that like the thing I hated most about what my dad would say to me when I was a teenager was like, I had acne. I know how you feel. So thanks, Dad. So I understand what he was trying to do.
I get that too. Yeah. But
still. It's like, so we don't need to go and tell people, oh, I know how you feel. I think what we need to do is read and consume art and, participate in making things that is a process of, community. It is a process of connecting with someone whose experience is not your own. Oh, my battery's running low.
That's okay. So is mine. I know. Well, it's over the 1 hour mark. This is what happens. Okay.
We've solved the world's problems.
Yeah, whatever.
The laptop is like, you can stop pretty quickly.
Yeah, you're done. Okay.
Should I run and get my plug, or are we good to?
I feel bad. I feel like that's such an abrupt way to. It's up to you.
I know. Let me grab the plug, because then if you want to keep moving, we can. Sorry, this is just the teacher and me. Let's make a plan.
It's for circulation too. If anything, it's a stretch break. I've never had a stretch break on my window chats. Hi everyone. If you're still watching this, stand up and move around a bit. This is let's do a quad stretch, although my framing is off. But that's just now I'm describing a stretch that I'm just going to do. Okay. I love that there's a giraffe near your fireplace. That's fun.
Isn't it nice? My friend made that.
Made it? Out of what?
He's a home decor designer. He's like a big deal. He's in magazines and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And he made it for me. And so I keep it. And I once made the mistake of...
Oh my gosh. Oh no, who now what? Oh dear, we'll never know. The drama. Can I re-invite you in? This has never happened. I'm new to the pre-recording world. Oh, does this mean I have to edit the chat now? Oh, I guess so. Classic window chats problems. Let's try and invite you back in. Da, da, da. Or maybe your computer died? I don't know. What if I just keep it on? Hey, it's Robyn just tucking into herself. Classic. Poor internet affecting the flow. No, but you and other. Let's try again. I didn't know this could happen in a pre-recorded one. Well, for those still watching, I think Elias is doing great. Let's do feedback for a guest that's not here. Am I funny anymore? In my head I am. Ha 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 ha. Chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. Oh, wait, you might be messaging me. Let's find out as a group. Do, 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 do. Oh, yeah, okay, here we go. Just getting back on, perhaps. And let's see if it works. Da, 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 da. Maybe I'll resend the thing. I just don't want to talk to myself anymore. Copy link and sending link. And will it work? Won't it work? Da, 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 da. Did it work? Was I just singing to myself for a very long time?
I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, that was fun. I wasn't sure. So this happens a lot on Instagram Lives.
Oh,
and so I was just laughing because I go, oh, this won't happen. It's pre-recorded.
Oh, no.
It's all good. It's all good.
Nice.
I enjoy a good chat with myself.
Okay,
I was critiquing your progress so far on the podcast.
Okay.
It's been okay. It's been satisfactory.
Good, because you know what? It's not like my cortisol level just spiked during that whole incident.
Good. So. Yeah. Technology.
Anyway, this nice old lady found out I love giraffes, and now she just, anytime she goes to a swap meet or whatever those things are called, she buys me giraffe stuff, which is really, really nice. But it's too much. It's like
that's
many
what
things.
Happens. No joke. I think there was either I saw this on TV or it was real life, and now I don't know the difference. But there was something with frogs, and this one person kept getting frog gifts. Yeah, and it's uncomfortable because what do you do with all the frogs?
No, I know it's true, and but she's so nice, and like.
It's not taking away her niceness. It's just confusing. How many giraffes do you need? I hope you watch this, and it's not that we don't think you're nice. It's just, it's a lot.
I literally have like an old-fashioned wooden carved pen holder that has a giraffe on the top that she got me that you were supposed to stick like old pen nibs in. I'm like, I love it, but it's just sitting in my like jar of pens because I can't use that. Like, it's too nice.
It's a okay. Do you collect props? I was talking to another actor about being a hoarder because I'm like, oh, this is a funny sketch.
Yeah. I do not, because I've moved so many times that I refuse.
Smart.
Like
Smart.
Can have 2 bookshelves worth of stuff. And
I
do have knickknacks like that giraffe, but
you've got giraffe problem. But other than that, you're good to go. You've home edited that, okay? Or Marie Kondo. I don't know which one's more popular anymore. Okay. Things sparking joy.
Did you watch Marie Kondo?
I did. I get the spark joy. Things make me happy. It's not a successful process because I'm like, it doesn't spark joy now, but tomorrow it might. So I do hear what she's saying. I just can't.
I also just have this, like, I know it's a fallacy, but that sunk cost fallacy. Like, I'm like, I spend a lot of money for me, probably not a lot of money to someone else, but I'm like, that shirt was like $50.
Yeah.
I can't throw that away.
Especially with clothes. I go, no, I have to wear it at least X number of times, even if I don't like it. I'll wear something for at least a year, even if I've like, why did I buy it? It's being worn. And then exactly. I will accept that it is not a joyous outfit to wear.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, that's like I just found a hole in my favorite pants.
Oh, that's so sad. I hate that. No, this is actually a thing. And if people don't feel this way, I'm happy for you. Yeah. But that one pair that that's the pair. You don't even, if you know, you know.
You know. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know what to do about it. It's on the inner thigh. I'm like, I could ask someone to stitch it up, but I don't think it'll help. And if there's a little hole there's going to be a hole somewhere else.
It's going to happen. Yeah. Oh, that's upsetting.
Yeah. This is the
especially
kind of thing
when it's, that pair. It's that pair where they don't sell it anymore and you don't remember where you got it or you got it somewhere random. Oh.
Exactly. The only thing I have figured out about that is that I have figured out when I find a good white t-shirt, I buy 3 of them.
Yep.
That's the only thing I've really figured out in life. That's the secret.
That's how you get through the days. Yeah. When in doubt, 3 t-shirts.
If it's a good shirt and it's not like that annoying see-through amount, you don't have to wear a tank top underneath it.
What's with that?
There's a lot to consider in a white t-shirt.
There is so much to a point where there was, my friends still make fun of me. There was this one shirt I wore one day, which I did not know was see-through, but I learned was see-through while I was in public.
Oh, no.
And that's after that, I was very aware of the need for the white shirt. I go, why would I think it would be that? I mean, the lighting was very bad in my apartment. I learned that day as well. I'm like, I don't know, it looked fine. And I go, sun. Okay, well, hello. See more of your friend.
The strongest light. Is that even true? I don't know. Maybe
I
laser
buy
will
it.
stronger.
Again, teach.
I don't know.
I think the moon is the strongest. Everyone sees best at night. And
I dare you to disagree with me.
I dare you. You've been taught. You've been, you know how they say lawyered or something? What do you say for teacher? You've been taught? It's weird.
Yeah, been teached. I kind of like that, though.
You've just been teached.
You got teached. Yeah, exactly.
And do like a little gangster move. What? Yeah.
Exactly. And
gang signs.
You can't say you've been teached. It has to be you got teached.
Oh, you got teached.
You got teached.
You gotta go, oh!
Today, I just, kids have been really dropping the new lingo on me in the last couple days. And I'm feeling old, which I didn't.
I'm going to get upset. I remember when I learned the word bae, and I said, this is insane. This isn't a word. Like, I got so 80-year-old woman hardcore. No, back in my day, we used English, you know, like it was a really weird time for me. And now I keep learning new words, and I go, no, I refuse.
Do you know what mid is? I just
I feel like it's a short shirt. I don't know what mid is.
It's like, okay, this is how the kids explained it to me. So we were talking about bringing it back to Macbeth. We're having a discussion about what makes a good king. And then we were talking about what makes a good marriage. And this same kid kept going, oh, well, I feel like a king should be mid. Like, not too good looking, but not ugly. And I was like,
so middle
They're like,
ground?
write it down, Miss McRae. So I put mid on the board, and they're all laughing at me. And then today I'm like, okay, so what makes like a good marriage? And he's like, you know, if they're both mid, like one's not really good looking and the other one's like, ugh. It's like they're both going to be mid. And I'm like, okay.
That's such a weird Zoolander response of not like really, really good looking.
Yeah.
Just mid. Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, I know. I loved it though. I was like, hey, you're connecting youth culture to Shakespeare. Can we celebrate this? I don't know.
That's true. I don't like learning. I've learned a lot with you today, Elisa.
Sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. I do like learning. I just don't like learning when I feel old. I
hear you.
I learned I was old. I was saying, I don't know if I said this on a live recently, but I was saying, I play the mom a lot. That is, I've been mom since 25. I'm a mom. I'm not really a mom in real life, whatever.
Yeah.
But my kid was 18 and my husband was 42.
No.
And I have questions.
No.
And I go, okay, cool. Do I need new headshots? But it's
no. The answer is this. The answer is, because I'm also teaching Romeo and Juliet right now. So the answer is you're like a Lady Capulet.
Oh.
Whose daughter is 13.
I accept.
And drops a line saying, I was a mother much upon your years. So you had your kid when you were 13. Sorry, that was your life.
That's honestly, it works with the character I had. It really does. Yeah. Okay. I buy it.
That's it. Just any time from now and just be like, oh, this is a Lady Capulet part. They just
my God. I'm going to sound so smart.
A really young mom.
Thanks for casting Lady Capulet. Yeah. You know, I think it's going to be hard when I actually am the right age to play that person's mom. And I go,
well, then you'll be your grandma.
But yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because as soon as you hit like 40, you're grandma. And I
go, or grandmas are like 30 years older than their grandma actually is. Like, didn't you, when you were little, just think all grandmas were like white haired and glasses? And like my one grandma is a great grandma, like, and she has grandkids who are great grandkids who are teenagers, and she's like looking pretty good for 78, you know, and she's like goes on adventures, and you would never go casting who's a great grandma. Her it would not happen.
It's true.
So it's like casting just not. I don't want to say they don't know what they're doing because I want to work someday.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're going for realism.
You know what? The more I learn about this industry, I don't think it's casting. I do think it's production or someone with a vision. And, you know, and it's just not a realistic vision sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's hard to change once you've had because, you know, when you write something and you go, this is who I have in mind. Yeah. And even if you see the best actors for the role, you go, no, not my vision. You know, it's hard. You
know what? In my very limited experience, I think you're on to something, because there was a casting agent in Vancouver who was really nice, who saw me for a thing where they were literally looking for someone who was like different looking. And then after that, she called me in to read for a couple of other things because she was so nice. And she's like, I think you need to work. But it never like actually got made. So there's always these things where I'm like, oh, someday when I get to produce my own thing, I'm going to ask that person to be my casting director. Like, I just want to be able to like invite the people who you felt like wanted to support you.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, so maybe you're correct. Maybe it's just like their hands are tied at a certain point.
There's so much that goes on behind. You don't realize it until you do stuff behind the scenes. You go, oh my God, it is as hard as it is acting. Behind the scenes is a whole other ball game of exhaustion and politics and thank you. And I mean, like, look, you're producing stuff yourself, right? There's so much that you have to think of, taking off your actor hat and going, oh my God, so many other things to do.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, it was funny on our set. It's a great set.
I'm obsessed with the set. I was going to fly to Vancouver to use that space.
You should.
I love it.
You should. I know. I want to make more episodes for a lot of reasons, but one is like it was also just such a nice environment.
Oh,
but the set was amazing. All the work that went into that and how much like everybody had to stay and clean up and help after. And I was like, I'm producing this. I wish I could be like, go home, everyone. Cleaners are coming in. You know, like you want to do stuff for your team because especially if you have such a great team. And we really did on this. Like everyone was so giving and fun. And I made them shoot those 5 episodes in 2 days. So, and like each episode was about a 7-pager. So like it was a bit demanding. I didn't make them. I strongly insisted that since I was executive producing, we should do it.
But you know what? I also think you probably hire capable people, right?
Well, a lot of that was Adri.
Okay.
She was also a producer on the project, and she and our other team, they're all listed in the credits.
I did see that. Yes, I did.
Yeah, which was nice. And
do you find that you watch the credits more often than you used to when you're behind the scenes now? 100%. Like I never cared. Just let me see my name and peace out. And now I'm obsessed. Who's doing what? Who was I loved how they filmed this. Where did they shoot? That's why I was joking. That's how I knew you were in Vancouver because I watched all the credits and I go, I looked up the space and I go, it's Vancouver. Oh, she's in Vancouver. Yeah. That is the time difference.
Yes. And the other thing I do now too is I think I'm a little bit of a movie snob. Like, there are certain genres that I'm like, ugh, I can't handle it. And like, I did in our town, they don't show certain movies. So like, I did drive for an hour and a half to go see the Banshees of Inisherin the other day.
Footloose situation? What's going on? Okay.
It's just the multiplex. So it's like the superhero movie and the this and the which is fine. But it's like I said, I can't see the Banshees of Inisherin in my town. So I have to drive to go see it, but which is fine too. Because I can listen to a podcast while I'm driving. But anyway, but now, even if it's a bad movie, I'm like, you did it. Like, I've been trying to get this one movie made that the script won some awards. I've won awards for the short. And it just doesn't seem like it's happening. And it's so frustrating. So now I'm like, anyone who makes anything, how did you do it? Good for you. That's how I feel.
It's true. Even like a simple sketch and I go, oh my God, the lighting and the sound. Oh, my heart. Yeah. Because, shooting on my iPhone doesn't give me the goosebumps that I covet. Yeah.
Yeah. I never watched, did you ever watch that Soderbergh movie that he filmed on an iPhone?
Probably not.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but I thought
I'll try not to nerd out.
No, that's okay. Soderbergh on an iPhone.
Yeah, I think it's about a girl in an asylum or something like that.
Is it High Flying Bird? No, maybe. That's the name of the article. It is Unsane. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a B movie thriller. Way to go, Robyn. Way to not read. Classic.
No, it's fine.
Okay. I'm going to share and then we will wrap up this chat.
Okay, perfect.
But sorry. No, there was no. I love chatting with you. I don't read to a point where I saw something on YouTube that said Michael Fox was dead. Michael J. Fox, my hero from Back to the Future. And I didn't investigate further. And I just yelled, like, oh, Michael J. Fox is dead. And like the whole day I thought he was dead. He's alive.
Oh.
Good for him.
Robyn, you could hang out with my dad. My dad called me at 11:30 the other night, 12:30 his time. And I'm like, hello? Because I answer thinking, oh, my mom is dead. Or like,
oh my God, I totally go there every time. Who's dead? That's as soon as you call me late at night, someone died. Yeah.
Exactly. So, or like something's wrong with the dog, something. So I'm like, hello. And he's like, did Harrison Ford die? What? He's like, I'm watching YouTube. There's a YouTube about Harrison Ford. And I think he might be dead. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh my God. I love that I connect with your dad so hard right now.
You and my dad share the rumors from the YouTube.
That's the YouTube, the conspiracies. Next thing you know,
I'm watching a YouTube, and it's
after he goes on the Facebook. I get it. Yeah.
No, he doesn't do the Facebook because he can't do anything that requires a login or a password.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Don't need to give away that info, but.
No, but I love it. He'll be like, yeah, I watched this video. Oh, did you watch the newest episode of my show? I'm going to.
Oh my God. Yes. So many yeses to everything. My favorite is like, which are your favorite chat? Which one should I watch? I'm like, I don't know. Russian roulette. This is like, it's such a weird question. Yeah. Well, offline, I say my favorites. No, I don't.
It's like, why do I have to be your curator?
That's what it feels like. It's, I don't know. Just, choose one or don't. But don't.
Like, I can't be the chef and the owner of the restaurant and your waiter. You get to pick. No, you don't get to pick. I'm the chef and the owner. You have to be your own server.
Well, I think one of the
yourself.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. My brother was on one of them, so maybe watch the one with him. But no,
that sounds good.
It was yeah. I hate promoting myself. That's why I'm the host. You know what? Someone asked me what I do, and I go, don't ask me that question. Just like Google me like a normal person and form your own opinions. Like just have
interpret
that.
It yourself.
Yeah. Just figure it out. Whatever fakeness is online that resonates with you, sure, enjoy that. That's who I am. That's cool. But Elisa, thank you so much for chatting with me. Robyn. I appreciate these talks. I hope someone watches this and wants to make your film. That is what I hope.
Thank you. Maybe we could shoot it in Toronto.
Oh my gosh.
And then
yes. I get excited. I'm just like, hi, I know you. I met you. I'm going to be awkward in person. That's my thing now. Like,
it's good.
Hey, like I do. This is a doggy paddle with now. Yeah. I think I'm just trying to stay above water. Doggy paddle.
Like you're either typing really badly or you're playing a string. Or
is this typing or piano? I don't know anymore. My object work.
Now everybody would say this is typing.
True.
I guess. Kids. What a good place to end on.
I think. Keep
the young people. The
youngins.
Thanks, Robyn. I really appreciate that feeling. And again, it's nice to get to know you and feel like we could be friends in real life. And it's so nice.
Oh my God. After a phone call, I'm just like, yeah, I love you. We're friends now. It happened.
Seriously.
Yeah. Didn't get matching tattoos because we shared our thoughts on tattoos.
That's right.
Yeah.
What we could do matching henna if it doesn't stink.
That's true. Yes.
If it doesn't
in
stink.
Egypt. Okay.
Yeah. And the thing is, I was in a house with a bunch of mummified crocodiles. That's how cool it was.
That is really cool.
That used to be a big thing in that area. I don't know if it is anymore.
I love learning about different things. In front of
their house. I'm being a teacher. I gotta stop.
No, this is okay. And I always no. If you've watched a chat, you'll know that I end it and then I don't end it. It's like the longest goodbye of ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Okay. Watch. Okay, wait. Let's promote you. I will include links. But what's the best way to watch and support you on your journey?
I have put reels and things on Instagram, so it's just at Elisa McRae on Instagram, and the picture you'll know it's me. And then we are trying to promote it on YouTube. So if you can YouTube something, not getting a lot of watches, but that's okay. You can feel like you're in an exclusive group.
Oh my God.
If you want to watch it.
Oh my God, I love that promotion so much. If you'd like to be one of 5 people who watch, this is how I feel a lot. Like if you want to be one of 2 people who's watching my sketch.
Like, I have more family members that watched one of them, and so I'm like, someone's not telling the truth when I say they watched
I
this.
love that. When I'm like,
okay.
hey guys, can you just do a like? Because I'm trying to like do this contest and just literally hit the thumbs up. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. So I have 10 email accounts and they were all me. So which ones did you guys like?
Yeah. No, this is what the world has turned into. Everyone is their own PBS. Remember when PBS used to do like the watch the movie and like, here's our fundraising drive and please donate.
For Barney, I always wanted their stuff. Yeah. It looks so cool.
But now really everybody has to be their own PBS.
Yeah, everyone like and subscribe.
Please donate. Please support the channel.
Oh my gosh, please donate. I would love to have that. I was debating, like, send a tip. There was a whole buy me a coffee app trend. And I'm like, I don't know, the price of coffee, it's not $5 anymore. So I like the fancy ones. So I make them at home.
I don't drink coffee, but I will say I get mad at how much it costs to get like an herbal tea bag and some hot water.
Oh my God, crazy. I was on a whole, that was university of like, I'm sorry, you're charging me for water? I'll bring my own tea bag. You're literally charging me for hot water? Yeah. Well, I can't bring a kettle on campus. That's insane. No. The tea bag alone, people are questioning me, like, who's the crazy lady with all the tea bags? But hot water.
Yeah. But, and then also I'll say, I haven't quite figured this out yet, but I think if one of my projects doesn't find, like a co-pro or something like that, then maybe I'll try to fund something myself. So if anybody is like a big fan and they want to email me, using the email that's attached to my YouTube, like, I'm not saying email me your money, but like if you're interested and you want to know when something is coming up because you want to support in some way, like that's cool. Please let me know and I'll reach out. I would love it because I am, as artists, I teach full time so that I can pay for my other job. As
artists, we get paid really well. And it's a very lucrative business, and everyone is successful.
And everyone buys expensive lamps. That's what we do.
Yeah.
High life.
Do it for the money, for sure.
That's right. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Most of all, I just hope people enjoy it. And as much as I do think there's a message and importance, I just hope you find something that you think is funny or something that you're like, oh, funny. My heart. Something like that.
It reminded me of something I'm trying to create where it's like, can I laugh at that? People don't know if they're allowed to laugh at that. And that's what I love so much. It's like, yes, you can. Great. It's very funny. Yeah.
Perfect. That's a good ending. Yes, you can. It's very funny.
Permission to laugh. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Permission to laugh. That needs to be the title of something.
I know. I was going to use it for something and I shared it with you. Whoops. Oh, well, you can take it. It's fine. We discussed you're bad with names, so you can have it. It's fine. Yeah,
it's not the right fit for the thing with the kids. So I'm not going to take it.
That's true. Right. I'll let someone else take it. I'll probably choose a different name. It's a good name.
No, it is. Okay. Keep it right now.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, thanks, Robyn. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all to future viewers for watching. And we're going to do like a bye, awkward wave. Bye. And we